Good morning. It has been a really busy few weeks since we filmed an official update. There's been lots happening between planting season and hay and new animals. So these are our newest little members here. Hi Macy, they know you. But these two kittens are our new mousers, new farm cats. So Shelby has named them Daisy and Joseph. So that's the names they've got. I have no idea if they're both girls, if they're both boys, or which is which at this point really. But they've gotten a whole lot more friendly. Just hanging out here. They've been here officially 4 or 5 days now. So they are starting to settle in. So they are starting to settle in and they're getting pretty friendly. One's definitely a lot braver than the other, but they're doing pretty good. This setup I really like. Off Macy. So I really like this setup. They have their little cat house for shelter, litter box, food, water, and a little bit of space to play. But it lets them be right here on our front porch. And so we get to come out and play with them. They get to hear us inside, and they get used to seeing the dogs, which is really important because we don't want the dogs necessarily to chase them away. But they'll be in here for about probably 2 weeks, and then we'll start letting them out during the day and then locking them back up at night. And that seems to work really well with us with our past cats. So we just gotta gentle these guys. So our new kittens are settling in. They're really cute. They are literally like twins. When we went to pick them up, there were a couple different options, and I was like, Shelby, do you want matching ones, or would you like a light one and a dark one? And she wanted the matching set, so she got to choose her kittens, which is pretty fun. Good morning, Harley girl. Macy, lead it. And then our next newest addition to the farm. Sorry, watching the dogs. There comes Macy. Harley's saying hi to the cats. Our next newest addition is in here. Can you guys hear them? Say hello to our baby chickies. There's your water. Need to get the... I got them some fresh water here since they've absorbed this. So the chickens are our 10 new laying hens, and then we also got 18 jumbo Cornish cross, which is really hard to say. But we got those guys. Hi, Harris. So the jumbo Cornish cross, they have to be on a limited feed, essentially, because they grow so fast. Essentially all they do is eat. So you have to be careful that you don't give them too much food and make them grow too fast, because then they can have heart failure and die before you even get to butcher them. So that's why I take their food out at night and then give it back in the morning. So they were all quite famished. And then here's the garden so far. Show you guys around. I feel like I planted seeds here at one point, but I don't think they took. Got a little pepper plant right there. The puny guy, we'll see if he comes up. Planted some squashes. Cucumber seeds are in here. They're not popping up yet. And then this is where it's all jamming. So, Harley, out. Harley. So, we've got a tomato plant here. This one was given to me. And then there's a teeny tiny little tomato plant right there. We'll see if it takes. Our potatoes are jamming out. So these guys, I mean, that's like knee high, really. Potatoes are doing really good with this setup. We've got some beets popping up. Those are doing pretty good so far. Lots of weeds in here. I gotta weed it still. We've got a couple little marigold flowers, some green bean plants. We've still got to put, we still need to put the trellis up yet. So these are climbing beans as well as peas over there. So far these are looking pretty good. This area here really did not pop up very well. Like, there's the plant. So I'm wondering if maybe I went back and sowed some more seeds, but hey, it looks like something's kind of eating on them. So they're stressed out, but I think maybe there's just a little bit too much manure in here or something. They're coming up kind of burned and deformed, but we'll see. I put a few more seeds in the ground there, so hopefully some more will come up. So we've got a good number of bean plants popping up here. Shelby opened a packet of seeds, flower seeds over here. So that's what's popping up there. And then we've got our garlic and carrots. Garlic and carrots are popping up in this bed now, and they're looking pretty good so far. So are the weeds, and then our potato line is still going around. It's looking pretty good. There are more flowers over here, but my basil finally decided to start growing some new leaves. So we've got basil down there, and then I planted some marigolds in this one, I want to say. We'll see if they take. And then we've got Shelby's other flower bed there. So we'll see what pops out of there, and then maybe I'll throw in some other seeds too. So more potatoes. These guys are all doing really good. Green peas are doing pretty good. I just weeded this bed and mulched over the surface yesterday for the most part. There's only a little bit left to do at the end. So green peas are looking pretty good. We got to get the trellis up for these guys because they're sending out their climbers already. So hopefully David can do that with me after work today, or maybe I'll get it done during a nap time or something. It's just so loud. I don't want to do it with her, with me. And then over here we've got, I planted some more squash over here. Something keeps like coming through here though. I don't know what it is. And Shelby dug some holes too. It looks like something was over there. So here's my broccoli plant. I got that one from the farmer's market, so it is taking off and doing really good. And then we've got some cabbages over there. Another cabbage. Cabbage. And last cabbage over here. So far everything's doing pretty good. And then right here we've got a little bit of rosemary, another flower. But it just, like, there are like indents over here. So I feel like something keeps coming through this area, because this will end up covered up in mulch. I don't think it's like just mulch falling down the hill, but it could be. But that definitely looks like something stepped there. but who knows. So I need to grab a flake of hay and feed the pigs, and I'm gonna give the chickens a treat this morning. It's supposed to rain, so I don't want to let them out because then Harley won't have her shelter. So I'm gonna do that real quick before this battery dies. And as you saw right behind me, we also purchased a hay wagon. So we've got a new hay field and, well, I say new, we're renting a new hay field. It's actually just up the road. It belongs to an organic farmer. So technically this is organic hay, our lucky pigs at the moment. They're getting all the busted bales at the end of the night. And so he's right up the road, and he's got Harley, Macy, Harley, Macy, here. So yeah, cut their field, and that's gonna work out really well. We'll get a couple cuttings off of it this summer. And our hay is kind of all pieced together between different fields locally this year. The last 2 years we did a bit of crop sharing with a guy in New Glarus, and he had about 12 acres of hay ground that we did, which was really nice, and then we shared the crop, but it was so far away. And he decided to go in with a neighbor now that they've kind of over the years gotten their equipment and learned how to do it from David. And so that's what their plan is. So we also butchered 2 of our pigs this past weekend, so like 2 days ago. They're American guinea hog crossed with coon, so they're really fatty pigs. They're lard pigs. They have great meat, but there's a lot of fat. And so you don't get your normal cuts, like pork ribs are really useless because it's just all fat. So I'm gonna throw the rib cage to the chickens. And we've got one hen who is sitting on some eggs over there. So if she gives us some baby chicks, I'll take it. So that's pretty much it for morning chores and big updates. We've got our new laying hens, we've got our kittens, the garden's starting to jam out, we've got to get some trellises up. Then up here in this spot I planted some more pole beans and cucumbers just to see if they'll take up there. And then in our herb garden we've got our onions, which are doing really well. Onions over there. And then we've got winter thyme, cilantro that reseeded from last season is popping up everywhere. Rosemary did not really come back at all, but I planted some new stuff, and maybe I'll buy a start at the farmer's market. This looks like a volunteer, oh, I can't see what you guys are seeing. Okay. And it looks like we've got a volunteer parsley plant. I'm not entirely certain, but we'll see. That's probably a tree growing right there. Some volunteers tomatoes from last year. There is a tiny speck of basil in there, right there. Then we've got some parsley that I planted and seeded this year, going up there, and more volunteer tomato plants. So yeah, that's this area. So there's volunteer cilantro popping up everywhere because I let that go to seed last year and I had a ton of it, and it is jamming out. And then the other thing that's new or starting to come up, we've got our cherry tomato bed. This just reseeds itself, so a couple weeds in there, but tomato plants have really taken off this last week. They're huge. And then we're starting to get little blueberries on our blueberry plants. That's still really, sorry, I'm trying to only hold you guys with one hand. Okay. And then we're starting to get blueberries popping up on our blueberry plants that still really need to go in the ground. So that's pretty much the house garden update. We've got more stuff planted out at the cows, and I still need to plant a whole bunch of pumpkins and winter squash. I'm gonna plant some acorn squash, butternut squash, spaghetti squash, all of those, and I've already just run out of space. So yeah, that's it for this one. Just want to give you guys a quick update. So see what's going on around the farm. We'll update you guys on hay in the field, the crop field, on another one. So thanks for hanging out with Charlotte and I for morning chores. And we're gonna go in because Big Sister's probably waking up soon, huh, Charlotte? Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.